Hey everyone, Bill Flynn here, GAA The Gospel, and you're now tuned into my studio, my series, Broken Hurleys and Punctured Footballs. Tonight we're talking Colemans Cup Final. Tomorrow night, Parky Ring, 7 o'clock, St. Colemans College from my 9-time Harty Cup champions taking on the new birds, Christian Brothers College, Cork City. So tonight I have two lads here to my left from St. Colemans College from and I have another two lads, past students from Christian Brothers College. Two lads here on my left are former Harty Cup hurlers. They played both 3 years and they were in the Harty Cup final in 2017. And to my right, two lads that are very familiar with these lads. They played them twice in Harty Cup quarter-finals. One won against them. The other lad came up short twice. Probably my fault there. But anyway, to my left, from both lads, St. Catherine's, Eoin Davis and Eoin Wallace. How are you keeping, lads? You're well?
Not too bad.
How'd you get on finding me? Was the house okay? Directions?
Not too bad.
You didn't have to ring me 3 or 4 times, no?
No, once or twice did, right?
The sat nav, yeah. Right, they're dialed up. One here with his Colemans jersey on, one here with his grey gospel jersey. Lads, thanks for wearing them. Showing the appreciation. What does that crest mean to you, Eoin?
It's 6 years of hard work, like, you know.
Yeah.
Took a lot to get into it, so.
And I suppose that final, 2017.
A bit heartbreaking, like, but you know, we had a good days leading up to it and good days after it again, like, so.
Yeah. And to my right, two lads that never played in the final, but they played in the Harty quarter final, and you were in the semi-final last year, Ciaran. So this here is Ciaran Flynn from the Piershig, and Mark Walsh. Mark was with Clodove there recently, winning the Munster Championship. Well done, that, Mark.
Thanks, Bill.
And do you know, you also had a brilliant year with your under-21s, getting to the county final, winning the first under-21 since 92 or 3, was it?
Yeah, about 18 years, so it was just absolutely fantastic, beating our close neighbours there, so that was just, basically fantastic,
And Ciaran, you won a minor championship there last year, was it?
Yeah, no, it was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah, we were underdogs going into like for the whole season, like, and
And who did you beat in the final?
Killa in the final.
Oh, Killa, yeah.
And Stars in the semi, but
Kevin Murphy and all those lads.
Yeah, all of them, yeah.
And Cormac Murphy and the likes were playing with you, Evan Sheehan, yeah? Oh, you had a good team, so.
Yeah, very good team, yeah.
And where were you on that team?
Wing back in.
And to win that title, was that everything?
Oh yeah, big time. Because Stars would have beat that year all the way up, like, and we beat them in the semi then, and it was massive. Like.
Oh, well done, lads. So, you can see two lads here to my left, Eoin as well, actually, before we move on. Eoin won a junior county championship last year with St. Catherine's. They're now up intermediate again. Great club, weren't too long ago up senior hurling. They've good underage coming through. Eoin Davis here, Cork under 17 All-Ireland winning keeper last year as well. So the underage work is starting to pay off, and I hope, lads, you're up intermediate premier in the next few years and driving things on again. Eoin, before we look at Colemans Cup hurling, playing Harty and everything, what was it like for you to get to that final whistle and win that medal?
For the
St.
country,
Catherine's,
it was huge to get back up intermediate again, because the club is definitely bigger than the junior club. Like, St. Catherine's has a huge history, and all around the city it's known St. Catherine's is a big club. It's feared by a lot of older teams, like, and older lads throughout the city. Like, they would have known St. Catherine's has a reputation just being dogged, hard fellas, like, so to get back up where we were before, and we should be back up again, like, in the next couple of years. Now we've Gaheen involved with us again next year. Sean Gaheen's brilliant. He was a huge influence on us last year, win the county. So if we can try push on again now, get back to where we belong, we'll be up another grade soon enough.
And now, lads, one area of your game, and I believe it's one of your captain even mentioned it, and your goalkeeper before you won, Ahern.
Ed Ahern, yeah.
Ed Ahern even touching it in that interview with one of the lads pretending to be
Frank Cole, yeah.
Who was he pretending to be in Frank Cole?
John Cashman from
John Cashman,
yeah.
exactly. But obviously Ed Ahern didn't know that, but he touched on Eoin Wallace, captain inside in Coleman's Harty team. You know, a lot of you all came through on successful teams competing at the high end of Harty competitions. Even a few of you were down in Blackwater. Shane O'Brien won a Dean Ryan a few years back, 2013 or 2012 I believe. So you know, he had a splendid group. And tell me, did colleges hurling stand to you as a club?
Definitely, like, I mean, it's such a high standard of hurling you're playing. It's almost inter-county minor standard, and you're playing that at 16, 17 years of age. Like, it's going to improve your club hurling, and I mean, the pitches are so bad at Harty. Stages like when you go back to the summer hurling, like you're going to be flying again. So yeah, definitely helped. Like.
And yourself on
It
3
helps.
years?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Like, Shane there, one of the Eoin, he captained him, I'd be very good friends with Shane, and he was Cork Minor for 2 years, so training with him was a huge influence. But when you come to Colemans, there's just something different about the group that you're with, like, and you're training to like Niall O'Leary, a Cork Minor 21 hurler, Brian Roach, Cork Minor, a few other players there like Eoin Roach, and a few more Cork players like Jamie O'Leary, Keith O'Leary, Jeremy Sage there a couple of years ago when he was first in the team, and they're a huge influence. Like, when you're coming onto the team as a young fella, those lads being your friends, and they're nice to you, they welcome you into the team, they bring you into the environment that Harty's all about, they welcome you, like, and you know what Harty's all about when you see what those lads are up to. I seen Hickey there as well when we came in first year, my first year playing anyway, and all they did was play hurling every break time. The boys loved fucking around every fucking break. They didn't even eat a break time, they just went down that corridor and they just be pucking around. So it's a huge influence coming into a team, like, but Colemans definitely stood to us for the club, I'd say, last year. A lot of lads in that team, like myself, Ciaran Neville, Eoin, Shane O'Brien, Ben O'Brien, Philip Keane, we've all, Rory Galvin, all hurled at school at Harty level or some inter-county level. You're playing with inter-county players, like, when you're playing with your school, like, and it definitely stands to you.
And I suppose Daniel Mangan didn't being with the Cork, with the McKilly seniors, winning 2 county titles. Watching players like that, I suppose that could be a goal eventually. Hopefully McKilly will have some involvement going forward. I wouldn't like to see him dispatched. For yourselves, is it something that you want to see in 5-6 years time? Right, we want to be up Premier Intermediate, we want to be senior. Obviously you have the option with UCC now, your colleges, you're down in UL.
Yeah.
Tell me about being in college, lads, freshers hurling and everything. What's your involvement there like?
So again, like, it's an extremely high standard, like it's inter-county minor standard again, if not higher, like up to under 21 or under 20. You know, and you're playing with fellas from so many different counties. Like, I'm up in UL playing with fellas from Tip and Clare, Galway, Limerick, Laois, Wexford. Like, I mean, you'd never play with them otherwise, like, if you were just staying with your club and school or whatever, like. So yeah, they definitely improve you, they push you on, and I've made 30 more friends now, like, out of playing the hurling, so it's definitely a help up there, like, yeah.
And lads, would you be the same coming through CBC? What was it like? You played the last 3 years. Colemans and Christians have played 3 times in the Harty Cup quarter-finals. Colemans won the first 2, and last year then you were involved, Ciaran.
Yeah.
Christians finally got over the line.
Yeah, it was the be on and all really, like, because couldn't lose them 3 years in a row, especially Wallace there. Couldn't hack that, but it was a massive win for us. The second year I was playing, I felt it really very bad, and like, when we lost them, like.
Bad one, yeah. It was my last year there, so it was pretty gutting when final whistle went, because, like, look, we probably went into the game favourites, but we were out of work that day, to be fair, by Colemans, and
First half killed us, really.
Yeah, killed us, the win, but at the end of the day we probably weren't good enough to beat them on the day. But look, I was absolutely thrilled. I went to most of the Harty games last year to the lads, so when Ciaran, Tommy and Rob got over the line against Colemans, I was just over the moon. Like, I was celebrating and everything. I was celebrating mad during the games against Ardskull, so, you know, it's for me, I wish I did get a bit further. I wish I probably, nothing about playing Colemans, they were huge games. I would have probably loved to maybe a trip away against Hurleys up there, you know, a real away match for us. We were playing in Cork each time, you know, but like, still the experience was a second to none. It was just, there's nothing else like it. The competition just there's no hype. It's nothing on the Harty is much better compared to the Carnivore competition, the football, the equal in the football, but yeah.
You want to get a few years with your school, like, you might get to play with them again, like, so it's massive.
You all, 2 of you played Harty finals, semi-finals, yourself, Ciaran, as well.
Yeah.
What was it like going out, played Ardskull Reach as well, lads? What was it like going out in that field? They'd won 3-4 Harty titles. I was involved myself. It's different on the line. Did so many inter-county players. Did you fear them, or was it just, right, bring it?
When we played them anyway, we were always the underdogs that year that we played them, and we got to the semi-final and they beat us. Geez, it was awful that they beat us, because we definitely should have we deserved a draw at least that day. And like, since I went to college, we friends with John Boyle and Paul O'Brien, Ron Connolly, those lads like from our school reach, and they've admitted it. Like, you know, I should have at least been a draw that day. It's sickening to hear because they have the medal now, we don't, like, but they've admitted, like, you know, nobody would have complained if it was a draw that day. But those lads are serious hurlers, like, they are going to be the next senior hurlers for Limerick, and it was gutting that day playing against them. But I think next year it kind of drove us on. No matter what, no matter who we had involved next year, we had a great management the next year with yourself, Mr. Collins, Colemans and Flynn and Clary. Like, it was a brilliant, but I think the players ourselves, we had a huge kind of regret from the year before, and that we never kind of pushed on that day, and we regretted it ourselves. So we all kind of had the belief that we could push on, and we got to the Harty final, like, but that Templemore team we lost, it was unbelievable. But playing our school reach and the likes of them, and even Christians, the intercounty players that they had was unbelievable experience to begin up against those, like, in games like that.
Mark, you played against Colemans twice. You played against Flannans, you bet Flannans. You played two schools with massive history in the competition. I suppose Christians at the time you were on the first Harty team for Christians to come back and everything. What was it like to not have that history, to go out and try and make it?
Well, even so, I said back to when I was in 5th year, the first game was against Clonmel, and I don't think we were even given a chance. And we beat them by three or 4 points in the end, and then there was a bit of hype about us. But once we played Flannans, and it was a real wet, windy day, proper Harty conditions where you're after the win, the dirt, as you said, the dirty ball, your favourite words, his favourite words.
Yes.
I'm sure it started snowing that day as well, but like playing with Robbie O'Flynn now, who's Cork senior, and Billy Hennessy, like, they really got us over the line as other players. But just playing Flannans, and I'm sure a few big inter-county players tweeted after the game, after we beat Flannans that day, about, wow, geez, this is a serious Christians team. Christians are really going on the right track, like, but that's all down to Donal O'Mahony and Tony Wall, like the stuff they do for that school, for Harty, for hurling, even for the younger teams. It's madness, like, so credit to them, to what they're doing right now. For
What have those men done? You've won a Munster Championship this year. What have those men done, same with yourself, Ciaran, done for your career? What have you learned from playing Harty that you're going to bring forward, going on now hopefully to represent your adult team in the Piershig? And Mark, you're already progressing along intermediate hurling next year. What have you got, what have you grasped that's going to bring you to the next level from playing Harty hurling and under that management?
Definitely, as Ciaran probably laughed about this, but honesty, integrity is what Donal O'Mahony says all the time, and it's so true. If you want to be successful, you have to bring that to every game. It's definitely brought up, like, what we're known for in Clodagh this year is what we're not known for before, is the work rate that we put in. We were told that we couldn't win a county, couldn't progress, but they said we were too weak, we wouldn't work hard enough, we were just sticksmen, but we showed that we weren't. And look, we're playing a Kilkenny side, Donegal now in 19th of April in All-Ireland semi-finals, so it's definitely brought on me on truckloads, I'd say. I suppose it definitely counts.
I suppose Harty really, like, it's not the most skillful kind of game, like, it's more, you know, digging out games from work rate and stuff, and Donal and Tony got that into our minds from the very start, like, so it's kind of, there's massive help to our hurling careers.
And are they attributes that you can see in your own game now that are helping you?
Big time. I've learned a lot now since being under them, like, so it's massive. Like.
Lads, just touching it, to lose against Colemans, to beat Colemans. I went against you 4 times. Unfortunately, it didn't happen to you, Mark.
I bring it up again.
That was even. Have some water.
Fair enough.
Ciaran, yourself in particular, going up against that history.
Yeah.
And to beat it.
Yeah.
What did that mean?
Oh,
what was that like?
That meant everything, really. Like, that was my highlight in Christians, beating Colemans.
Yeah.
Like, we just couldn't lose it the 3 years in a row. If we did, I say hurling would be where it is now. Like,
Yeah.
it was just massive. Like,
And now, lads, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Parky Ring, St. Colemans College. Been there, done it. It's been 2010-2011 school year, the last time Colemans won the O'Callaghan Cup. I myself was a leaving cert, so it's been a while back. Christian Brothers College, their first final, I don't know if they've ever been in a final before. Colemans, from the point of view, they've won Dean Ryan's, they've won under 16s, they know how to win finals. A lot of Christian's players won a Munster B title as well. A lot of county influence on both teams. Tell me, lads, what you make of it. You've teams there in front of you, the likely teams. Where's our strengths, where's our weaknesses with looking at Coleman's teams, and the exact same with Christians. So if you go through Coleman's, lads, where do you see them winning it? What players are going to stand up?
Look, there's a lot of lads here that have a lot of experience playing in Colemans and Harty experience before, and even the lads that haven't played, like Ciaran or Eoin, he's from my club, I know, but he's played with Cork minor last year and he's a serious hurler. So for somebody that come in his first year at Harty, I watched him there the last day against the man, and he's very, very strong. He's a very good player. You'd have to give him credit. Like, he looks like he's been playing for the last 2 or 3 years at Harty. He stands out. The likes of Brian Walsh and a couple more. I don't like to say it because Brian Rovers will probably be rivals at the club, but they have a serious influence as well on that Harty team. Like, their underage is contributing huge to Colemans the last couple of years. Like the likes of Conor Ryan here, Paddy O'Flynn, Brian Roach, Eoin Roach, they're going to be big. If they perform, they're going to be big lads that can turn the tides for Colemans. As long as they keep the heads tomorrow, they have a good chance. But that Christians team is tough as well. I've seen the likes of Owen McCarthy, Shane Barrett, Project Power there. I've seen them myself, and those lads are very good. Those lads are strong players.
And what would you think, Mick, looking at it now?
You see Coleman's team there, I think is all about tour and leaving cert, like, so they're very experienced, like, so most of them, this is their 3rd year at Harty, so you'd expect them to stand up and kind of drive it on, but yeah, I think they have a good chance anyway, yeah.
Some of those lads last year, like, were unlucky. Like Dave Morrison, he's thereabouts last year. He could have been playing first team hurling every game we went out to play. He was thereabouts. Like, he's unlucky and he's a serious hurler. If he gets going, like, today, he's unbelievable when he gets going. Like, if Dave's in the mood, like, he'll destroy a team. And they might not know him as much as Brian Roach, but he could do the same damage that any lad could do on the field. If he gets going, there could be a goal or two, a couple of points in him. And you've the same with this new lad, Flynn, that's in. I went to see him again against the man. We watched him that day, and for a young lad that's only in TY, he's a serious hurler. Like, he's got huge potential ahead of him. And it's good to see lads are starting to come back to Colemans. They're travelling themselves. There's no scholarships given out as the lads money do there. Over, like, Ciaran never went to Christians until he was bought in, like, but Dara decided to come on his own back, so it's good to see lads coming into Colemans again, like, that lads are starting to travel to come to Colemans and they understand, they know what Harty hurling is for Colemans. So it's nice to see that, like, and that young fella knows what it is to play Harty hurling with Colemans already, so I can't wait to see him play on a big stage tomorrow night.
And where was the weakness, lads, if any, in that Coleman's team? As you said, they're an experienced team, a lot of them have won Dean Ryan. Do you see an area where they could struggle against Christians?
Christian's forward line is very strong, like, so I think Coleman's backs are going to have to be extremely tight, like, if you want to contain them. It is about containing a forward line, like, so just to be tight in the backs, and it's they'll be sorted after that if they could keep them quiet enough.
And yourselves, Mark, Ciaran, you know a lot of these lads. Ciaran, you were playing with them last year. There were 7 or 8 of them on that team that played against Ardscoil Reach. Who's the leaders? Who's going to stand up when it's counted?
Yeah, I've played with most of them lads now last year, and they're like Early Daly now, and he was playing centre forward for us last year, and he was centre back. And I was at the Thurles game a few weeks back, and he's outstanding. Like, they're just strong really all over the pitch. Like, I can't see much weaknesses there. But yeah.
It's funny though, like, you have to look at how many of those lads are in Christians at the start of school. Do you know, I know we'll say some of them have got scholarships, but besides for the scholarships, a lot of those lads have probably they're travelling now from everywhere in the city to start going to Christians. I know there's a couple of them have scholarships, but besides for that, there's probably one or two of those that are travelling now without the scholarships that want to play a Harty hurling Christians, because over the last 2 years, like last year,
it's not really poaching anymore.
it's not even poaching. Yeah, lads actually probably want to go to Christians now because they know they have the reputation of Harty the last couple of years. They understand that Christians are starting to build a team, like, and
they have a good,
they have a
I
serious
suppose,
team there.
the ethos now, the history which Colemans, Middleton, the Northman obviously have for years, that's starting to come, it's creeping in, and lads are looking and they're saying, I want to go there. And hopefully from a city's point of view, your own clubs and so forth, lads will be in first year saying, right, I want to go there.
Yeah, sure, it's just us and the man really from the city like that play Harty, so
Rochester as well, I suppose.
They have a good team coming through now, given 2 or 3 years time.
yeah.
But definitely what I'd say is the wing back line, they're all massive lads. Like, look, what you love is your big lads in the half back line, Bill, like lads who can all catch high ball. I know how much you go on about it. The lads who win the dirty ball, they're 3 lads that they definitely would. Look, I never played with Earl Daly or Ciaran Mulcahy. Ciaran O'Donovan was playing on the was playing in the B Munster when they won it the year I was finished. I'm sure he played with you as well. But yeah, there's just a lot of height to the team. It's just I don't really know the full back line. I don't. So I'd be kind of worried on that position. But then if you go to our full forward line, there's a lot of class in there.
You would have played actually with Shane Barrett there and Eoin McCarthy, 2 lads now. Well, Declan Hannon you actually would have played with. He's in his 3rd year, so it was Declan and
Declan and Owen were starting the year I was there, and geez, like
to have them still there, they must be, for experience and leadership, they must be huge characters to have inside in that dressing room. Ciaran, you were with him last year.
Yeah, oh yeah, massive. Like when you're playing 3 years Harty, like you're bound to have a lot of experience and all. And even against Ardscoil last year, like Eoin McCarthy did, and all the lads, like they did show their leadership, like.
And looking at that midfield, do you see it as a strength? There's 2 players there. Kevin Flynn was with Middleton's under 21s the other night. Very unlucky. They got a draw, got pipped an extra time. He was playing wing forward, kind of drifting out around midfield. A lot of legs there, a lot of energy. And Declan Hanlon, Cork Minor 2017, won the All-Ireland, got to the All-Ireland final. To have that same partnership the 2nd year.
Yeah,
they were there again last year. That must be,
massive, yeah.
do you know, do you see a strength there? Do you see can Colemans contain this forward unit?
I personally, I just don't think Colemans can. Like, especially like Shane Barrett. I know, I mean, he might not disagree, but sure, Shane Barrett, I think he had 11 on his jersey for the Cork Minors, and he was Cork Minor captain. He might not have played centre forward, but he's only wing forward in this team. Like, so it's going to take a tough wing back to mark him even, and you know, it's just I just think Christians will definitely pull away with 3 or 4 or 5 points.
3 or 4 or 5 points. And yourself, do you see? I believe the wing back actually, Garrod Mulcahy, is Tomas Mulcahy's nephew.
Yeah.
So I think Tomas was in the Northman in 1980 when he won a Harty. So it's interesting to see that Glyn lad inside in Christians and not the man with trying to but tell me about that full back line. 1 or 2 of the lads here say they're not too sure about him. Tell me, you know Patter Innes, you know David Barry, they played Harty with you last year.
Yeah, they did, yeah. Patter is very solid full back now, like, it wouldn't be much get past him. Dave Barry played with us Harty last year as well. He started for a few games, and Conor McCarthy's he's upcoming as well. He's they're young, like, but they're very good, like, you know.
And you see this team, who's going to win it, lads?
Oh, I'd have to say Christian, but
yeah, give us a score. By much?
It's going to end up being a wet day, I say, boys, still they just have too much class for Colemans.
It's usual Christians can mention
Yeah.
they have the class every year. Every year they seem to have the class, but that work rate that Colemans at the heart, like,
It's meant to be a bad night tomorrow night as well.
you
so
can't
it's
be
leadership,
like it's
It's a wet night, Colemans
but on a serious note, like you said earlier on, Decky Hannon and Kevin Finn were midfield last year. Actually, Tommy O'Connell was there last year, and when he beat us, I think he was a key player
Right, yeah.
for Christian. Like, give him credit, like, because he was outstanding that day. He was probably one of the most influential players there. Like, he picked us off a couple of points from long range.
But was
picked
he
up a lot of breaking ball. Like, you know, no, I think he could have been wing forward, but he was out around midfield.
Yeah.
You know, and he was kind of more of a midfield player, and you have to give him credit because when I watched that game back, like, and he probably was one of the most influential players that day. He was very good, like, but when you I've looked back at a couple of the games there against Christians. We were unlucky last year, and I think Tommy was a big influence there, but the lads that are here, they have got the class, that Christians team. But I think it always comes down to on the wet night, they let know the heart and the fight and the want, and I've never seen that. Like, I haven't seen it yet in Christians as much as Colemans. Last year they beat us on a bit of class when we didn't have the heart as much. The team wasn't as bonded last year, no. But I think this Colemans team are they have a serious bond. Like, they've won a Eoin. They're all, most of them are in 6th year together. They're all good friends. The whole team are a tight group, like, and you know, I think that stands like that they've all been together from day one. I think they'll edge it out because of that, like, you know, that bit of heart, that bit of class.
If
themselves.
Christians do need to win it, they definitely need to stop Brian Roach, because he gave a tough time of it against one. Well, I'd rate him very highly. Owen Clifford, their own club there, like, he gave him a hard time of it in our 21 county final there last week. So I definitely say Brian Roach has to be very well marked for Colemans.
And what for ye is going to be the deciding factor? Like, you're saying Brian Roach has to be marked. Where do you see this Colemans team? What you're saying, everything, that bond, that friendship, is it going to be the winning of the dirty ball? Is it going to be the hooks, the blocks that are put in? Who in the forwards? Colemans at times, when things are put up against them, the forwards from play in general have found it tough. Who needs to step it up, lads?
I think, like, see the forward line, like, they're all big men, like, see Paddy, Flynn, Dave Larner, are 2 huge men, like, so they get their body in around the ball, like, you know, they're hard to knock out the way, so they'll have to win the ball then, like, and just get the forwards onto the ball, because I think it's meant to be a bad night tomorrow night, like raining and stuff, so I think it will come down to winning dirty ball and just working as hard as you can for the full 60 minutes, and if it goes to extra time, 80 minutes, like, so.
Hopefully we won't be playing the River Blackwater like we were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably against Middleton, yeah. We're
We
lucky
couldn't
that
see the
day,
ball
we
20 yards.
Probably robbed against Middleton that night, right?
I know we'll Is it pockets there or something? No.
I don't know, I'd say that Colemans team, they have serious potential this year. I'm 9 days to all this year, and to be quite honest, if I could have repeated, if I was eligible to play, I would have repeated this year. Without a doubt I would have repeated. I'd love to play on that team with those lads, because I'd be friends with most of them, and I know, look, Dave Lardner, he's a big player there from free. I know you're on about from play, but I think frees tomorrow night will be a crucial factor as well, because a wet night, things can easily go wrong for a free taker, and that'll be a huge factor. But from play, just catching that aerial ball, winning primary possession can be a big factor on a night like that. Or just even like that full back line again, Luca Horn, Jack Scannell, they have experience with Fermoy underage, under 21, minor, and Jack is at county trials at the moment. They know that for the under 20s, same as Owen Carey. The two of those, Owen Carey can be a huge influence in the game. Owen Carey plays well there. Like, if he's getting going in midfield, he picks up a lot of ball. He's very similar to what Tommy O'Connell did last year for Christians when they beat us. Picks up, he could start wing forward. Tommy started wing forward. Owen Carey picks up a lot of ball and delivers fast ball into the lads inside. Like, and I think if Colemans have the heads right, they'll be a serious outfit, but they'll have to watch for the full forward line of Christians at the same time.
So I asked the two lads here, 5 or 6 points, a bit of class. Who's going to win?
Colemans by 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
Colemans,
Low scoring, but yeah, 2 or 3 points.
3 or 4 to Colemans as well. They have to
Stopping
be Colemans.
goals going to be crucial though.
Will be, especially on a final, like, I mean, goals get teams going in finals, like, so keep noting this.
It's too biased here, Bill.
Yeah. I have 2 Colemans lads, I have 2 Christians.
You have to look like at the last 3 years, Colemans have won twice, Christians once. So, you know what, going into that, Colemans should be headstrong, get revenge for that one lucky one that Christians got there. Defensive Flynn even told me Flynn even told me that a couple of weeks ago, like, you know, he said Christians, that was the only game Christians ever cared about, like, you know, just beating Colemans. On a serious note, Christians did want to beat Colemans. That was a target for the year, like.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it is a reasonable target. Like, but Colemans should be happy enough. Like, they should be going for it. Like, this is their year. We haven't won it in a long time. It should be up to them now. It should be put up to them by the managers and everything to go and win that cup. Like.
Right, 2 lads here from Christians, going for Christians. 2 lads here on my left, going for Colemans. Who am I going for? I've been fortunate enough, I've seen both teams play. I know them inside out. Colemans probably didn't play to their full potential against the man. Then again, the man probably didn't leave him play. Fair credit to him. Christians are outstanding against Hurleys. A formidable Hurleys team. Okay, Hurleys were missing Keith Ryan, Jack Lannigan, they were missing 3. Killian O'Donovan, Cork Minor this year, one of your best defenders actually last year as well. When you bet Colemans, I thought he was brilliant. He's going to add a lot to their team. I believe whoever's going to win the midfield battle is going to win this game. And at the moment, I think Declan Hannon is a huge man. And I don't know if Colemans don't get the right pair in there. I'd probably put Brian Roach out there because I think Dara Flynn and Eoin Carey are a small bit light. No knocking them, they're brilliant hurlers, but physically you have to compete with this man, and I think that's a huge area. So at the moment I'd be thinking Christians, if they can win that area, they'll win the game. But if Colemans bring that spirit, that determination, don't do as much hurling as what they had been doing. They're trying to do too much hurling with the weather conditions. They have to play Harty hurling, fight like dogs.
You have to give it to them though. I know they haven't been. I know exactly. They haven't. They might be trying to do a bit of hurling, like, and whatever they're looking to do, play a bit of hurling and be classy. Even though it's not going their way, they're grinding out results.
Yeah.
You have to admire that, like, because they're not playing to their potential and they're grinding out results. That's what a champion is, like. You know, when they're not playing their best and they still can grind out a result, that shows a bit of class about the lads as well, like.
I suppose even looking back, that Middleton team 2 years gone to in the semi-final, on paper they were far superior to us. Far superior.
Usually happens at Colemans, right? Like, everyone's far superior, but we can't get results.
We got the result against them. So on that ground, if Coleman Spurs, their mentality is right, everyone's up for giving them 60 minutes going to war, they'll be very hard to beat. Christians need their midfield really working hard here. They have a dominant wing back line. Colemans are really going to have to target that area of the field. Short puckouts is probably going to have to be an option as well, because if they get in top, they're driving forward. They play Cork senior hurling running game and they're really fit and they support each other. So it's more or less going to come down to, can Coleman's defence, as we were saying already, contain Christian's very good forwards, and can players like David Morrison, James Carney, a few of the unknown lads as such to what Coleman's are known for, the Brian Roaches, Conor Ryans, all these lads, can they step up and deliver? So I'm going to call a draw, lads. I can't.
So you're there, Mark.
You said differently on your Facebook page.
The Colemans team bus is outside actually, so they're waiting, so I had to call a draw there.
Boy is there, the sister is there. You have to get in the sister.
Lads, on my last show, and I also put a video up, I had a top and a jersey, my new top, my new jersey, size small top there, a medium jersey, the jersey we can change. So we're going to raffle them off. So everyone that liked that video, my first series episode, one of the lads are going to look through it here, and the boys are going to scroll, pick a name, and that video where I actually showed you these, putting them up, the lads here are going to pick a random name out, and the lads here, whoever wins is going to get the top, and on my right, whoever wins is going to get the jersey. Okay, so lads, if you want to scroll and pick a random name there, and
I've no service there now, Bill.
right,
Look at the cat.
right, we'll have to whip out my phone, lads.
And we've a winner here for the jersey, or the top anyway.
We'll wait there 1 sec, we'll try and get this all in one.
You won't believe it, you won't believe it.
Do I know him?
You do, of course. It's Captain's man again.
Oh, lads, you didn't pull that one out of the hand, yeah. Right, no service. So, lads, right. Lads, 2 Catrins been pulling this out. Are you sure you're right?
Yeah.
Right. So what do we say, the top?
The top, yeah.
The top. Lads, I don't know how they pull this. Tom O'Donnell saying Catrins. The top is yours. I did not pull you out of the hat. And do you have service?
I do, yeah.
Can we get the other video there? The lads
Boys to do it.
randomly
Boys.
put out name.
Where is it?
Tom, they were paid off, I'd say. Was it? So here you can actually bring that home. I won't have to post it no one else. So that saves a £5. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. So lads, if you want to scroll down and Ciaran, you probably won't know any of their names anyway. So a lot of them are local lads.
He's not that stupid, like.
Yeah. Killian Fitzpatrick.
Right.
Colemans.
Colemans.
Yeah.
People know the lads didn't know. So Ciaran Fitzpatrick, Killian had him there and saying Colemans, you're actually 3rd year now actually. Jeez, you're grown up. So Killian, I've a medium jersey, I'll try and get you a size small, and that's going to you. I can't believe it, lads. The jersey's going to Colemans, like, and 2 Christian lads here, so well done on that, lads. So Tommy O'Donnell, the top, Killian Fitzpatrick, the jersey. 2 lads here going for Christians tomorrow night, 6 or 7 points. 2 Colemans lads here saying Colemans are going to use that determination, that willpower, that heart, win the dirty ball, 3-point win, possibly 2 points, 3 points. I'm going for a draw. Bring your umbrellas. I'll be there. I'll have a few jerseys, a few spare jerseys if anyone wants them. They're under 13 size large. €38 for the under 13s. €42 for the large, just for the sake of it today. That's
just before you end up, Bill, just from the 4 lads, thanks for bringing us up here. You've got a savage. What you're doing here for broken Hurleys and Punctured Footballs, it's savage getting your word out there about hurling, spreading what you want to hear for Cork hurling. Anyway, you've a big opinion on it, so as they're saying, just thanks, and the jerseys they're savage, and I'm sure they'll do well this year.
Okay, thanks lads.
Thanks very much.
I appreciate you coming down. Lads, best of luck. They're all in college here, the lads. UCC, UL. Mick, I forgot to mention, Mick won an All-Ireland under-17 title last year with Cork, their first title since 2005, the minors. So Mick, well done on that, alright? Brilliant. How Mick actually wasn't playing with Cork for years, and I believe being involved with Colemans, making Harty teams and everything was a huge part of Mick with yourself. And I was absolutely delighted to see you up there in Crow Park. I was there to see cheer you on with the 2 roaches, 1 carry and everything. So well done on that, okay? Lads, best of luck with your own clubs going forward. Mark, best of luck in the All-Ireland.
Thank you.
Best of luck in the Pearship going forward. And lads, thanks for coming here tonight. Bill Flynn, GAA The Gospel, episode 2. I have 2 Cork camogie players / footballers lined up for episode 3. Tune in, that'll be going up in a fortnight's time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, till tomorrow night, O'Callaghan Cup final, St. Coleman's College from White taking on Christians College from Cork City on the north side. Best of luck to everyone involved, and I hope no one here is going to be crying tomorrow night or being mocked or anything. Okay, thanks for jumping in again.